words at this minute. He finally continues. I am certain the entire crew felt this experience was more than any human had ever thought possible. It just seems impossible to comprehend. Just how many did we kill? I honestly have a feeling of groping for words to explain this. Or I might say, my God, what have we done? If I live 100 years, I'll never quite get those few minutes out of my mind. That's from the co-pilot of the Enola Gay, the Little Boy mission #1. We did it again, but we did something else before we dropped this bomb. Because of Oppenheimer, because they had seen it and they did not ever want it dropped. Harry Truman knew if we dropped this bomb, it will mean that we'll probably come to an end of this war, and it will actually save lives. Because the Japanese had been convinced by the Emperor that we were savages and that we were worse than their worst nightmare. And remember, they were, I believe, the Japanese in China were worse than the Germans with the Jews. They just slaughtered them in just such brutal ways. They weren't people, just like the Germans didn't see Jews as people. But because Oppenheimer saw what could be done and all of the scientists involved knew the destructive power, they made Truman a deal. You can only drop this if you warn the people. And so if you're watching Blaze TV, Pat will hold up, how many do you have? One or two?
I have two. The first one is the planes dropping bombs on one side. So, like a photograph of that. And on the flip side of that are the words that they sent to the Japanese. So, in other words, this is coming your way, and then they tell them what to do about it.
Right, they say, you're not our enemies, we're picking these 10 cities, and in the next 10 days, we will drop a bomb of more destructive power than is imaginable. And please leave, you're not our enemy, take food and water with you. We dropped 70 million on 10 cities before we dropped each bomb. 70 million leaflets. Nobody had ever done that, ever in the history of the world. But nobody in the history of the world had ever seen anything like the atomic bomb. What else do you have there?
It looks like a Japanese family on one side.
Yes, and saying the same thing.
Saying the same thing on the other side.
Yeah.
Want them to get out.
We
get
have
out of Dodge.
Yeah, we have several of those leaflets, and that's not something I was ever taught when I was in school. So we dropped the bomb, and let me show you the first bomb in Hiroshima. We have, do you have just regular coins? These are just Japanese coins. So
Yep.
Hold those up to the camera. These are just
normal coins.
Yeah.
Like 3 of them.
Just teeny, tiny. Yeah, they're like pennies or dimes.
Smaller even than a penny.
Yeah. Those are the Japanese coins that would have been on somebody's desk. They're back of course. We don't know where, but it's just at Hiroshima, all stacked up. When the blast hit, it fused a stack of coins together